Good evening and welcome to another installment of the New York Minute Sports Show. We've got baseball, folks. Baltimore Orioles, New York Yankees down in Florida, and we've got all the highlights, not to mention Joel Sherman on the New York Post talking about Jason Dominguez and Trent Grisham. It's New York Minute Sports. It's New York Sports for New York Nuts. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. Let's go!
And Pete Alonso goes deep in his first game as an Oriole against the New York Yankees, a bomb to left field. My question is, how are the Mets going to make up this production, baby?
Trent Grisham, that was an aberration last year. He's not going to do that again. He's not going to replicate it. He's going to fall steeply in his stats. And instead of developing a guy like Jason Dominguez, we hire a $22 million center fielder because we're a big market team. Okay, you're a big market team. Doesn't mean you need to act like an asshole. Doesn't mean you need to make the wrong move just because you signed a guy for $22 million. And that's the reason that Trent Grisham was the wrong move. He just said it right there. Is because we're a big market team and we're giving this guy $22 million. That's what we're going to hear all season long as Trent Grisham is clogging up the outfield because he's not replicating the year he had last year. Don't give me the left-hander with the short porch and right. I've been hearing that forever, okay?
It's New York Minute Sports.
Well, there you have it, folks. Welcome to another installment of the New York Minute Sports Show. Oh, my God, it feels good to actually have tangible baseball in our hands. No hearsay, no rumors, no where's Cody gonna go, no you got too much money. The contracts are signed. It's time to play ball. And guess who showed up to play some baseball today? None other than our old friend Pete Alonso, Pete the Meat, from the New York Mets today, responsible for all the runs scored for the Baltimore Orioles. The Baltimore Orioles beat the New York Yankees today 2-0. But guess what? In spring training, don't look at the score. You throw the final score out. It does not matter at all. Actually, in fact, all of this doesn't matter. That's what is the best part about spring training, guys. You know, I've seen videos of Bo Bichette getting his balls busted, working on third base. The thing is, if you can't look bad in practice, where are you supposed to look bad? But that's neither here nor there. Pete Alonso might be the sleeper best signing of any team in Major League Baseball this year. I got to admit, he's the most disrespected 40 home run hitter I've ever seen in Major League Baseball. This guy literally had to drive himself up to the winter meetings to start banging on trash cans to get a job with the O's, and it's already paying dividends. I don't understand how the New York Mets let 40 home runs and 100 RBIs, a homegrown guy, walk out the door. And in fact, I was so preoccupied with the Mets having their heart broken for Pete Alonso leaving that I was like, hold on. Now we got to face this guy 18 times a year, and he's historically hit the New York Yankees well when he's faced them. So, hey, listen, Pete Alonso is a professional hitter and will make the Baltimore Orioles better day one, and you can see that right now. The guy doesn't even need to be playing in the first spring training game of the year, but he does. He shows up. He cares about it. He's a gamer, and I got to admit, I got to give Pete Alonso his kudos today because that was his third at-bat that he hit the home run on, and also he got robbed of a double by Kennedy Corona. That's a name I want you to take a look at. Center fielder for the New York Yankees, 25 years old, from Venezuela, was in the Houston Astros farm system. Now, the reason I bring that up is that when you're looking at prospects that we get, or when they get no-name young guys from other systems, don't look at the numbers of the year that they had. Look at the system that we got them from. I completely believe in getting people from the Houston Astros farm system. They got a great farm system. This guy jumped off the page at me today. His name is Kennedy Corona. With that diving catch against Pete Alonso today, he's got a big frame. He looks fast, looks speedy and athletic. And these are the guys and the little pet projects that you need to keep an eye on. But the biggest guy that you need to keep an eye on today started the game for the New York Yankees. Elmer Rodriguez-Cruz. Get familiar with the name because this guy is the goods. I know we have a bunch of starters, but there's going to be some guys that need to go into the bullpen. Now, Cruz is a 6'3", 200-pounder ground ball, sinker ball pitcher. He kind of reminds me of Chang Ming Wang. If you guys don't remember who Chang Ming Wang, he was a Taiwanese pitcher that came up in the Yankee system with Robinson Cano, and he was lights out until he hurt himself in a freak base running accident against the Arizona Diamondbacks at third base, but that's neither here nor there. He looks like he's got the goods. He gave up 3 hits today, but pitchers are working through things. They're working on different pitchers that the pitching staff wants them to do. When these young guys come in, they go, hey, listen, we want you to throw X, Y, and Z during today's game, and that's it, and listen to us. So these guys are under the control of the pitching staff, but he looks good. He jumps off at you. And another guy that looked good today, remember the name, Jake Bird. The guy that we got at the trade deadline from the Colorado Rockies last year looked awful with us. But apparently reports are coming out of Colorado from last year was that Jake Bird was the only guy of value out of the bullpen for the Rockies and the only guy in the bullpen, so they were trotting him out there every night and had dead arm by the time he got to the New York Yankees. So when Brian Cashman got him, it was more for a 2026 deal than last year. So he pitched a scoreless inning, and that's why I say by looking at the box score, don't look at the numbers, don't look at that. Look at how many runs he gave up and where the ERA is at the end of the game and what the stuff looked like from the pitchers coming out of the pitcher's hand. But now we got Joel Sherman from the New York Post talking about Trent Grisham and the Jason Dominguez dilemma and how the New York Yankees are going to handle it.
Day at Yankee camp. I wrote about in the New York Post the Trent Grisham situation. And so why don't we do our 3 things today on the Trent Grisham situation, which I guess is also the Jason Dominguez situation and to some degree the Cody Bellinger and Spencer Jones situation, and some mandate on Brian Cashman, Hal Steinbrenner, Aaron Boone. Let's start with number 1. If you're a big market team and you're not willing to pay $22 million on a guy who hit 34 homers last year, hits left-handed at your ballpark for the Yankees, was 11th in the major leagues in walk percentage, and had a 125 OPS plus, and plays an incredibly difficult position to find quality people, which is center field in the major leagues, then you're not a big market team. The Mets essentially did something very similar with a $22 million gamble as.
Yeah, but what does that have to do with anything? That's a terrible way to look at it. Yeah, for $22 million, center fielders and the rest of the major leagues. Yeah, what about developing the youth? Trent Grisham, that was an aberration last year. He's not going to do that again. He's not going to replicate it. He's going to fall steeply in his stats. And instead of developing a guy like Jason Dominguez, we hire a $22 million center fielder because we're a big market team. Okay, you're a big market team. Doesn't mean you need to act like an asshole. Doesn't mean you need to make the wrong move just because you signed a guy for $22 million. And that's the reason that Trent Grisham was the wrong move. He just said it right there. Is because we're a big market team and we're giving this guy $22 million. That's what we're going to hear all season long as Trent Grisham is clogging up the outfield because he's not replicating the year he had last year. Don't give me the left-hander with the short porch and right. I've been hearing that forever, okay? That's the reason that we get most left-handers, and then they don't pan out. Don't give me the 11th in walks in the American League last year. What are you going? You're jumping through hoops to make Trent Grisham's signing sound good. They gave him the qualifying offer because Aaron Judge told them to. The New York Yankees wanted to make their star happy, so they brought back Trent Grisham. The reason that the New York Yankees brought back Trent Grisham was they tried to get cute and have a lottery pick if he said no. Is the center fielder position devalued in baseball? Absolutely. But is Trent Grisham still a 4th outfielder in my mind? Absolutely. It's going to be a hot dumpster fire with Trent Grisham in the outfield next year. And Joel Sherman's doing everything in his fucking power to jump through hoops. I got to admit, I started covering this guy about 2 months ago. Now I'm starting to see why people dislike him. And also, I'm going to build a mural for Cranberry Shirt for dealing with this guy.
as well. They traded for Luis Robert.
Don't become condescending to the audience. Don't have contempt for the audience. That's when you come off better than now. This guy's job is shrinking. It's about to be eliminated, and he has to make YouTube videos that 2,000 people have seen. I get the same amount of views as the New York Post, just to let you know, and thank you, all my New York Minute nuts.
Play center field. He makes $20 million this year. If the Mets don't pick up his option next year, there's a $2 million buyout. Simple math, that's $22 million. His last great year was 2023. It's been injury prone and not as good the last 2 years. And I thought it was the right move. Again, this is not an easy position to find. Robert is in his prime. And, the Mets have a chance to get something special out of him. And if not, it's a big market team that's done with a guy when the season is over, if they want. And if not, they could just pick up his option, which is for another 20.
Why isn't he saying the same thing about the Mets? They're a big market team. They didn't go out and get enough pitching. If the New York Mets are the LA Dodgers of the East, which they should be, because literally their owner made $3 billion last year profit in his life, why didn't they go out and get every single pitcher known to man?
20 million in 2027, hoping, of course, we play baseball in 2027 and there's not a lockout and no games. But as far as Grisham is concerned, look, if the Yankees had to make a decision within 5 days after the World Series ended, whether to give the qualifying offer or not.
What's up, gamers? Bryn here. Have you ever been eliminated in a game because you were just too late to the trigger? Well,
they don't know at that point if Cody Bellinger is coming back. If the Yankees do not give the qualifying offer, and just as important, Grisham doesn't accept it, the Yankees lose even more leverage with Bellinger. I'm not sure he's back here because I'm sure the Yankees would have had a line in the sand for what they were willing to do with Bellinger. And in that case, you might be looking at, they talked a lot to the White Sox about Luis Robert Jr., and you might have Dominguez in left and Luis Robert Jr. in center, Judge and right, and that's it. That's the Yankees had to make the decision. If they have no Grisham, Bellinger and Scott Boras' agent know that there is a level of desperation. And what the Yankees have done the 6 or 7 years that Bellinger wanted, they kept it to 5. They got him back here.
Listen, first of all, if you really want to split hairs here, Jason Dominguez's defensive metrics were better than Trent Grisham's last year. People think that Trent Grisham is a Gold Glove center fielder. He's not. He was ranked 11th in the American League in defensive metrics for center fielders last year. Okay? Now, Trent Grisham hit 30 home runs last year. He's going to decrease. Let's say he goes 25-75, hits 242. Don't you think Jason Dominguez could have those stats if he played center field every game? Let me know in the comments below. If Trent Grisham and Jason Dominguez played the same amount of games, don't you think that they would have equal production? Now, you might go, Eric, why are you even bringing it up? Because the New York Yankees paid Jason Dominguez $800,000 a year. And for a team that said, we're done overpaying people, you got the DJ LeMahieu's of the world, the Aaron Hicks, the Marcus Stromans, all these bad contracts, the Donaldsons, it goes on and on the list. And then you sign Trent Grisham for $22 million, bro. I don't care how you try to polish this turd. I don't care how you try to shine this shit, Joel Sherman. You're not fooling us. They would have looked at an outfield of Spencer Jones and Jason Dominguez. Who cares? I just told you about a guy, Kennedy Corona, looking good in center field today. 25 years of age out of the Astros farm system. Plug and play, baby. See ya. The Yankees, if they lost Trent Grisham, they wouldn't blink an eye. Okay? The St. Louis Cardinals got rid of Albert Pujols and went to the World Series the next year.
And again, I heard that was one of the complaints at the time of the signing was when the Yankees qualified him is, Hal Steinbrenner is cheap and he's not going to bring back Cody Bellinger now. And the Yankees did bring back Cody Bellinger. So let's go to number 2. Do I love this player? I do not. I know what his track record is. There's a guy who even last year hit 230. He's got a low 200 batting average. It was under 200 for the couple of seasons before last year. Last year could have been an aberration. No doubt about it. If you don't like Trent Grisham and you're part of the body language police, and look, I don't like the body language. I don't like.
He's too nonchalant. He's too cool for school. He looks like Reggie Jackson and Albert Einstein had a love child. I don't like him. He's got senioritis. That's the way that he plays. It's like he's a senior that doesn't go to class.
What feels like loafing a lot. I think it's very hard to be a center fielder with speed and bat 581 times and have just 9 doubles. I think that suggests that there's not busting it out of the box. And I think it suggests, that there was some doubles left on the table. But again, if this turns out to be an aberration, the Yankees are done with it at the end of the year. If he goes out into the marketplace, my suspicion is that Grisham gets 2 years, or maybe like 3 at 45, 3 at 48, someplace in there. We saw the numbers go up for bats in this marketplace. I think he would have done okay to well, and quite.
I think he would have got similar to what Milky Cabrera got when he left the New York Yankees as a 4th outfielder. He got 2 years, $18 million apiece from the Toronto Blue Jays.
Frankly, because I'm not sure about Trent Grisham, and you're a big market team, you're much better off having him for 1 year at 22 than 3 years at 45, say. And then if it turns out to be an aberration, if you got the 3 years, you got to live with it for 2 more years. In this situation, if he's struggling in April, May, June, you could always turn to a Jason Dominguez, a Spencer Jones, the trade market, and then you're done with the contract at the end of the season.
Yeah, but like I said, and I'm not going to repeat myself, it's going to be forced from the front office to play him. When a guy is making money, why do you think they were putting Frankenstein, who runs like he has snowshoes on, a.k.a. DJ LeMahieu, out there every single day? Is because they were paying him $16.5 million. Hal Steinbrenner picks up the phone and he's like, why the fuck isn't that guy playing right now? Do you know how much money I pay this man?
Might be Clint Frazier. It might look really good in certain aspects, certain skills, but it doesn't all work together on the field. And the Yankees probably have to be a little more sure about that if they have a better option that they can afford. And on paper, the better option for just this season is Grisham. And I'm here to say that Dominguez will not be killed by going to the minor leagues, and that he will get an opportunity this year. Grisham is a guy who consistently has hamstring injuries. Cody Bellinger's had some chronic back stuff. As we know, it would be shocking if Giancarlo Stanton didn't have an injury list stint or 2 during the year. At this point, it's incumbent on Jason Dominguez to go to the minor leagues at age 23, a year and a half.
Yeah, that's the one thing on Jason Dominguez's side, is that he is super young still. And if he goes down in AAA, it's better that he gets reps, because if he starts the regular season up here in the majors and he's collecting dust on the bench, that's not good for his development. So it's not good for his stock. I think the Yankees have completely FOOBAR'd this whole situation with Jason Dominguez. They have handled this at every turn the incorrect way. They should have even never brought this kid up to begin with if they were just going to bring him back down to AAA. And I understand some guys come up, some guys come down, some guys come up and never go back. But Jason Dominguez, they've ruined his confidence. They've ruined his confidence where he looks hesitant in the outfield. That's why he looks like he's on roller skates. This guy knows how to play baseball. Obviously, this guy knows how to play baseball. And now, just because you're flirting with Trent Grisham for 2 years, you're willing to ruin this guy. I don't know. Spencer Jones, Jason Dominguez, I would rather have Jason Dominguez. His body type doesn't get hurt as much. Spencer Jones strikes out way too much. We already have enough of that. And Jason Dominguez's batter's eye is excellent. Excellent. His plate discipline is excellent. I want you to look at how many times he was down 0-2 last year and got a hit. I believe he has 36 hits last year when the count was 0-2.
younger than Spencer Jones, who has 0 major league at-bats, go to the minor leagues, outplay Spencer Jones so that when the call comes, and the call will come, it will be for him. And the one thing he'll get in the minor leagues that he can't hear, remember, Aaron Judge going to play every day. The other 2 players are lefties, are Bellinger and Grisham, who are, they're going to start against all righties. What you would want is a right-hand hitting outfielder to complement Grisham, who had some history where he was good against lefty pitching, but he wasn't good last year. So if you had the righty hitter who could really hit, you could put Bellinger in center.
Yeah, too bad, if Stanton were to play in the outfield, he'd be in a full body cast. But in his defense, I think he played 14 games there last year, and he says that he's in really good health. So maybe the Yankees need a right-handed power bat. They need another one, okay? So that being said, during the trade deadline, that's exactly what they're going to be looking for.
And you could put that guy in left. Well, Dominguez is a switch hitter. Go down. It wasn't good last year from the right side. It's his natural side, but it wasn't good. Go to the minor leagues. Do what you really haven't been able to do for a long time, which is just play a lot consistently, see a lot of lefty pitching, and see if you could get that in order. See if you could get yourself to major league average in left field. He's still a young man. There is a pathway both back here or to building up his trade value so the Yankees get something in July and Dominguez gets a full-time shot in a different marketplace. His career is not over by going to the minor leagues. Outplay Spencer Jones, get back here, play well, and something will open up. The Yankees are not in the business of not playing their best players. You know how we know that? Because they pulled Dominguez out of the regular lineup last year for a guy who was outplaying him.
So there you have it. It's going to be a battle all over the place for the corner outfielder, 4th position. And that's what you're going to have to look for right in spring training. Spencer Jones, Jason Dominguez. Then you're going to have LaGrange is pitching the next start for the New York Yankees in spring training. I want you to keep an eye on that guy. That guy's got 101 mile an hour gas starter. He could be one of the candidates to move to the bullpen this year. Keep an eye out for him because, like I said, Cruz and LaGrange are going to be the 2 pitching prospects that I think have the goods. Hess is down there as well. He's another one that looks good. I want you to watch that competition. Also, Jason Dominguez, Spencer Jones. We need to see Spencer Jones is working on his batting stance right now, and he's trying to emulate Aaron Judge. I saw a video online the other day saying that he looked really uncomfortable in the batter's box. Yeah, guys, they're working on stuff. This is the time to look ugly. Spring training. So those are the matchups that you're going to have to see in spring training, folks. Jason Dominguez, Spencer Jones. We're going to have to see if Jason Dominguez can hit from the right side of the plate. We're going to have to see if Spencer Jones can stop striking out so much. Also, I saw a video about Spencer Jones and looking awkward in the batter's box the other day. Yeah, he's trying to emulate Aaron Judge's stance. He was working with Aaron Judge's batting coach in the offseason, and they're trying to make him into the left-handed Aaron Judge. Listen, if you can't look bad in spring training, where are you going to look bad? That's where you need to get all the warts out. That's where you need to look awkward because that's why they give you a month to get your shit straight before you go into the marathon that is the regular season of the baseball season. And guess what? I'm going to be here, New York Minute Sports, covering it all. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. Put that notification button on because I'm going to be covering the Yankees, the AL East, which I think is going to be a 4-team to 3-team race. It's going to be a meat grinder this year, and I'm going to be covering it all. I'm going to be down at spring training. I'm going to the World Baseball Classic this year. I am doing it all, folks, literally. This is all I do now. New York Minute Sports, this is what I'm doing. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and remember, if you can't be good, be bad, baby. Good night, Canada.